High snap, play action. Nichols underneath, caught, gets away from one tackler, gets away from two tacklers, down the sidelines, one man to beat, stutter step, getting away to the end zone. Number 8, Dylan Talley, touchdown, Bowie.
Good. Robertson in motion. Craven's back to pass. Goes across the middle. Ghostin holds it in. He's going to go to the touchdown to the house. Cravens to Ghostin. Colt, touchdown.
As a tight end, pulls a guard. Barrett finds the hole, follows the pulling guard, cuts outside, bounces outside to the 20, 10, 15, 5. Touchdown, Bowers, touchdown, Bowie.
Out of the stretch. Sky towards left center field. The wind is carrying it. Is it gone? It is! Jackson Irons with a 2-run shot over the left center field fence. He'll plate Wharton, and it's 6-4. There's still an insurance run that is about to get driven in on this base hit. Flores delivers the insurance run. Burkle out of position. They've got to pass, and they've got to go! Patomeco with the pass. Miralrio has a bit of a look. Shot on goal, and he gets it in! Two tight end set here as we go to the left-hand side with B.J. Rogers. Rogers is into the second level. B.J. Rogers to midfield. One man trying to catch up to him, but he will not. Number 6 in for 6. That will do it.
This broadcast is under intellectual property and may not be repurposed or reproduced without express written consent. Enjoy this presentation from Zach Arnold Productions, Energetic Media Solutions.
When the season's on the line, you want your ace on the mound. That's exactly what the Arlington Colts are doing here for Game 2 of the Area Round Playoffs, live from MacArthur High School. It's Texas High School Playoff Baseball on Zach Arnold Productions, presented by John Wade Roofing. The pregame show presented by Chapman Cornelius is coming up right after the break. So copy that link, hit that share button, send it around to the Colt faithful. It is baseball time in Irving, Texas. John Wade Roofing is celebrating 40 years serving the Arlington area. John Sr. played for Colt football and was the team MVP in '76. He went on to play for TCU, earning all conference honors. The family has a Colt legacy that spans generations and wants to help your family's roofing needs, plus gutters, painting, solar, and more. For more information, go to johnwaderoofing.com.
If you're a small business owner looking for reliable insurance coverage, or perhaps just navigating the complexities of Medicare, look no further. Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services is a family-owned, independent agency with over 50 years of experience, specializing in tailored insurance solutions for small businesses and their owners. Whether you need property, liability, commercial auto, or even life and health insurance, their agents can help you feel secure in selecting the insurance you need. Call April Chapman or Jason Ott today at 817-265-3346.
Alongside my partner in crime and my pops, Doug Arnold, I'm Zach, a.k.a. Zach the Voice, bringing you this Game 2 of the Area Round Playoffs between the Hebron Hawks and the Arlington Colts. A couple of different approaches for a couple of different junior pitchers for the Arlington pitching staff. Yesterday, Abe Alvarado, who traditionally pitches to contact, had some contact against him as a couple of doubles, a triple, and a couple of sacrifice flies ended up dooming Arlington, as the only run support they could produce was the long ball from Matthew Wynn. Tonight, the other junior takes the mound in the form of what could be considered the Arlington ace, in the form of Danny Bustamante. He's got a 9-2 record on the season, a sub-2 ERA, and took care of business against Richardson last week to help put Arlington in this second round of the playoffs. So, Pops, we're looking for some contribution from Bustamante tonight, as well as some run support for him, perhaps a bit more than what AB was able to get yesterday.
Yeah, traditionally throughout the course of this season, Danny Bustamante has been dominating from the first district game against Haltom, when Mom and I were blessed to be there for the call and saw a perfect game tossed by Danny Bustamante. We have also seen some no-hitters from him, a total of 6 complete game shutouts as a junior, He has just been stellar on the mound this year, and I can't even imagine what next year is going to be like if this year has been this good. So, yeah, we are definitely looking for Danny to keep the Colts in the ball game, and then it's going to be up to the bats. If you're not swinging the bats and making good contact, it doesn't matter how good your pitcher is. You've got to get some runners in scoring position across the plate.
That was one of the other issues that plagued the Arlington offense last evening. If you were tuning into that broadcast, the Colts put runners in scoring position several times in the early innings and weren't able to bring them home. And so it was just a odd sequence of events where they would get a runner into scoring position and then would get picked off at second base. And it was just incomprehensible sometimes to see players like Colin Murphy, who's been the courtesy runner all season, do something uncharacteristic of a runner and get picked off at second base. You know, credit where it's due. Gavin Chaney has a very strong arm for the Hawks and was able to catch Arlington napping a time or two. But overall, Arlington's base running has been pretty solid this year, and it was odd to see those runners in scoring position get stranded like that.
Yeah, definitely an aberration from the solid fundamentals that we've seen from the Brian Womack teams throughout the years and, of course, through this year. And it was almost shocking for us to see us running ourselves out of innings. I like the hustle. I like London Prater trying to steal a base.
Yes.
He had legged out a base hit early in the game in his first at bat. One that we thought was a bang play that was just super close. Umpire waved him safe. And so I like the hustle. But there were some mental errors last night on the ball field, and that I think it cost some momentum.
Momentum would definitely be a part of it. And then, timely hitting as well. When you get those people in scoring position, Jeremiah Taylor made it as far as third base during one of his sequences and then wasn't able to be brought home. And then on the flip side, you have players like Quinn Bergman, the designated hitter for Hebron, getting a double, exactly what you would want from a designated hitter. Austin Nicholson had a triple and an RBI, and then Gage Belknap. The 4, 5, 6 spots in the Hawk lineup did their job as the quote-unquote heart of the order and helped produce that final 5-1 margin. So we're looking to potentially contain some of that run production here tonight, as well as get a little bit more of a spark after Arlington had several players that went 0 for in last night's game. Busta was 0 for 3. Hensley was 0 for 3. AB was 0 for 2. Axel was 0 for 3. So you've got to have some of that productivity up and down the lineup as well, and not just rely on 2 or 3 people.
Yeah, and those hits that were hit for doubles, it's no knock on our defense because those were perfectly placed hits.
They were.
That went into the gap and all the way to the wall on both of them. And there was nothing that our fielders could do except catch up to them and get them back to the infield as quickly as possible.
Yep.
And so it was good hitting by Hebron as well to the gaps.
Yep.
That was causing most of the trouble last night. And there's just not a way to defend that sometimes.
Yeah, and that type of hitting is what has been helping Hebron in this tail end of the regular season. They came in with an 18-14 record. They finished 9-5 in 5-6A, but then they beat the Allen Eagles in 3 games, and part of that was because of their run productivity. They were trailing in both of those games and then were able to come from behind in the 7th inning in order to put both of those games away. So they have timely hitting at the right time of the year right now, and it'll be up to Bustamante to try to contain that.
Yeah, Hebron comes in off of a series win against Allen, where they did have to push it to 3 games, but they won the last 2 games in a row against against the district champs from the other team, from the other district. But we've faced Allen before, and they're traditionally a powerhouse type of ball club.
Very strong team.
And so it's impressive that they are hitting their stride at just the right time of the season and pulling their chemistry together. And they were throwing their ace last night. Their University of Houston commit was on the mound last night. And so we're looking to throw our ace tonight. Again, Ethan Hunt was on the mound. Tall, lanky young man, already recruited by a Big 12 team, D1 squad. That's very impressive. And so their number 1 took care of business last night. We look for our number 1 in Danny Bustamante to take care of business tonight.
Do you recall who it was that he threw the no-hitter against? I was trying to remember
Bustamante?
during the pregame show before we went live. It was Grand Prairie, was it not?
Yeah, it was Grand Prairie, the Gophers. Not the strongest team in District 8-6A, but still to throw a perfect, a no-hitter like that is quite an accomplishment. And the one against Haltom, Haltom had been on a run early in the season. They ran through all their preseason opponents and had the best district record at that time going into the first district game. And for him to mow them down, it was uh, it was a fun game to call because I'm watching my score sheet in front of me and I see 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, inning after inning. And then I start looking back. By the time about the fourth or fifth inning, I start looking at, were there any base hits? No. Any walks? No.
You start putting 2 plus 2 together and start telling the fans to put 2 plus 2 together.
Yeah, you never want to say the words,
the
perfect game.
The announcer's jinx.
Yeah, the jinx will just throw it all off. But I started giving hints to the fans and saying, keep an eye on this, watch what's happening here. and it turned out to be just that. It was a very exciting night for this ball club and just for a baseball fan in general to see that kind of game pitched. It was just a masterpiece.
We'll be bringing you a more Eric Nadel style production throughout the postseason just because of certain UIL restrictions. But even if you're not able to visually witness what's going on, we're going to do our best to make you feel like you're part of the action here at MacArthur Ballpark. Pops, it's kind of going back to our roots a little bit, doing this radio style and bringing folks at home a mind's eye perspective of what's going on rather than having them see it for themselves.
Yeah, I like to paint the picture and try and make the fans feel like they're right here watching what's going on in their mind's eye and give them a great fan experience as best we can. You're right, it goes back to our roots when we started in 2019 when it was just you on the headset with Colt football, and we made it all the way to playoffs that took us out to Midland, Texas, out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And that was a lot of fun memories. And then adding Colt baseball the next year. And it's been a fun ride for both football and baseball since then. And it's only been this baseball season that we've been able to add that extra layer of fan engagement with the video during the regular season. So we look forward to expanding and bringing you more of Arlington ISD athletics, because we did some video, introduced it with Bowie.
We did.
With Bowie football. And so we look forward to expanding that technology to bring you closer to the games that we all love.
We do that thanks to some great support from people like John Wade Roofing, who sponsored our other camera that we used this season. But we also have some great people at Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services, Inc., who help present this pregame show. They're a family-owned business with a team of professionals who have served the Arlington area for over 50 years. Don't let insurance be a headache. Chapman Cornelius can help you create a custom insurance plan tailored to your small business's needs and budget. Call April Chapman or Jason Ott today at 817-265-3346 or go to www.chapman-cornelius.com. Coaches have met behind home plate. Starting lineups are about to get introduced here at MacArthur Ballpark. 315 to the corners is what I was told. 375 to straightaway center field, thanks to Randy Russ doing some research on that last evening. And now the starting lineups being brought up along the baselines. They have dugouts. The Hebron Hawks now occupy the first base dugout and will do so for the remainder of the series because Arlington won the coin flip that gave them the opportunity to be home team if a Game 3 gets forced, but they have to take care of business here tonight in order to get there. The Hawks are in their black jerseys with gray pants and blue names and numberings on them, so that'll be interesting to try to zoom in on to find those numbers if substitutions are made. Arlington's in their home whites with the pinstripes and the green numbers and block lettering Colts across the chest with the two-tone hats. It's a four-man umpire crew, as it is for all postseason series. And all four men are clad in black and gray for this area round playoff game. Pops, the sun is out, but it's not overbearingly warm just yet. As I was driving in, temperatures were hovering around the low 80s. There's a little bit of cloud cover, but we're hoping that we can avoid rain and lightning to get this ball game in its entirety.
Yeah, most of the rain seemed to be moving south of the ball field area and east of us over Dallas. And so I'm hoping we'll be able to get a good ball game in tonight. We can't see any kind of an American flag. It's to our left in between the softball and baseball fields here, so we can't tell how much wind is blowing or what direction. And we're inside tonight. Last night we were on top of the press box on the crow's nest, and we had a good idea of where the wind was coming from.
Because it was
there.
right on our necks.
One thing I wanted to mention that was kind of an interesting note, the home plate umpire tonight is the gentleman who was rotated down from first base last night, and this man works out. Yeah, he's got some guns on him there, and if he punches somebody out tonight, you better be careful.
It could be a knockout.
There was a referee for Big 12 football for years and years that had really big biceps, and it was always very noticeable when he hollered first down and pointed. It was like, whoa, watch out for that, buddy. Colts are coming out on the field, being introduced now and heading straight to their positions and getting ready for the national anthem here from Irving MacArthur Ballpark. Nice little ballpark, neighborhood over left field. Probably somebody got a souvenir baseball last night, courtesy of Matthew Wynn, over that left field fence into a backyard or maybe into a pool. There, we'll see if we can just put enough good hits together to plate some more runs tonight.
Yeah, Wynn had a home run in the victory against South Grand Prairie that gave Arlington the district championship, and then he hit another one in last night's action. So his swing is finding its groove at the right time, and we will see if that can continue in game 2 of this series. The 20-win, 13-loss District 8-6A champion Arlington Colts being introduced and taking the field. The 19-14 Hebron Hawks, under the direction of Coach Corey Farah, have been introduced as well. We're going to turn it up for the anthem, and then it is first pitch in Irving, Texas. Thanks for tuning in to high school baseball on Zap. National anthem has concluded. The speakers go away from the press box area here. Not sure if you were able to hear that, but hopefully you were at least able to hear the Arlington Colts players calling out Stars. Dallas Stars take on the Winnipeg Jets tonight up in Winnipeg. They lead the series 1-0. Good luck to the Dallas Stars tonight. And hopefully the Stars will shine bright on the diamond for the Arlington Colts here tonight as well. Go ahead and copy that link, send it to your group chat, put it on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Follow us there at Zach the Voice, Z-A-C-H the Voice. And get ready for some hard-nosed baseball here at MacArthur High. Let's get ready to take a look at the starting defensive alignment for your Arlington Colts as we get ready for first pitch here at the home of the Cardinals. At first base, it's number 25, Matthew Wynn. At second base, number 24, Hayden White, being DH for tonight. Abe Alvarado, I had a spelling error there, apologies. Alvarado taking over the hot corner after being on the mound yesterday. Mason Hensley is the shortstop. Axel Alvarado is in left. Gannon Howard is in center. London Prater is in right. Behind the plate, it's the two-time District Defensive Player of the Year, Jeremiah Taylor, and on the mound, number 4, Danny Bustamante. Starting lineup for the Hebron Hawks is about the same as it was in yesterday's action. Leading off and playing center field, it's Casey McGinnis. The left fielder, Landon Bonner,
will bat second. He'll be followed by the third baseman, P.J. Creighton. The DH, Quinn Bergman, bats cleanup, and he'll be followed by the shortstop, Austin Nicholson. First baseman, Gage Belknap, bats sixth. Second baseman, Adam Alvarez, will bat seventh. Gavin Cheney, the catcher, will bat eighth. And rounding out the order is the right fielder, Chase Harris. Bustamante takes the mound, gets a fist bump from Jeremiah Taylor, who saunters his way back to home plate. McGinnis is in the right-handed batter's box, taking a few practice cuts before we get underway here. Donna Nipper is in the YouTube chat saying, let's go Colts, kick 'em, tuning in from Mississippi. First pitch is going to be a knock to left field. Base hit to start the ball game for McGinnis. He puts it over the head of AB and in front of his cousin Axel. It's a leadoff single for McGinnis.
Yeah, one pitch, one hit for the Hebron Hawks here, and that brings up their left fielder, Landon Bonner, who has been quite renowned as one of their better players on the ball team. Left-handed batting, we'll see what he can do here.
Local media named him the athlete of the week for getting that grand slam in Game 3 against Allen. And he'll take a look at ball one outside here. He was 0 for 3, but had a sacrifice RBI in last night's ball game. And he has a man aboard with Matthew Wynn covering McGinnis over at first base. Busta out of the stretch, delivers ball two, fastball too high. 2-0 the count now to Landon Bonner, the only freshman on this Hebron roster. Not only the only freshman, but also getting the start in the outfield. That one will be a strike called on the outside corner. Bustamante works the count to 2 balls and a strike now. Third baseman P.J. Creighton in the first baseline on deck circle. There's actually a literal circle in the turf here at MacArthur High School. Around the batter's circle is some red turf that says MacArthur as Bonner squares up to bunt and fouls it to bring it to 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Bonner fouled that one straight down into the batter's box and off of JT and went foul. Called by the umpire right away.
Because it did dribble back into fair play just in front of the home plate first baseline area. So before JT had a chance to try to make a play. Speaking of make a play, they'll throw over to first base, and McGinnis is back in time. Brings the count to 2-2 after that foul. Bustamante trying to battle back, and this one will be chopped foul. So after giving up a first pitch base hit to start the ball game, we're looking at the 6th pitch of the at-bat here for Landon Bonner. Busta, the right-handed pitcher, out of the stretch with his back to him. This one's in play. Hayden White tosses to Hensley. Hensley fires to win, and he's not in time. Bonner's able to leg out the fielder's choice, but the lead runner is retired on the 4-6.
Yeah, Bonner is coming out of that left-handed batter's box closer to first base. That probably gave him the edge on that. That was a bang-bang play, but Bonner able to leg that one out because he's not only speedy, but he's just a little bit closer to that bag.
So McGinnis is retired on the 4-6 fielder's choice, and that'll put Bonner aboard with 1 out for the third baseman, P.J. Creighton. Creighton was also 0 for 3 in yesterday's action as Bustamante turns and checks over on the freshman, number 10. And they'll check on him again, but Bustamante's check down is too high. Matthew Wynn's a pretty tall drink of water, and he had to stretch pretty high to go up there. He's listed as 6'2". Had to use all of that frame as the off-speed drops in for strike 1 at the plate to P.J. Creighton. Bustamante only got to throw 1 pitch out of his traditional windup, has had to do everything out of the stretch since. Next pitch swung on and missed. JT with a pump fake to chase Bonner back. It's 0-2 at the plate, and Bonner does not move. Quick timeout at the plate as Creighton steps out of the right-handed box and then steps back in. Another check, this time a lot closer. Busta with a tight throw and a pickoff attempt again of Landon Bonner.
If you know what Grand Prairie Gopher Park looks like, it's a very similar configuration here. This one's a chopper. Second hop to Hensley. His only play is to first, but he will get it in time for the 6-3 putout and out number 2. He had to play it on the hop, and that allowed Bonner to move into scoring position, but now there's 2 outs for the designated hitter, Quinn Bergman.
Yeah, that ball was a high chopper out to Hensley. He fielded it cleanly, but it took a little while to get to him because of the high hops, and that made his only play to first base to get the sure out and put a 2 spot out there on the board.
Bergman had a double in last night's ball game. A double here would plate the first run. Arlington's defense trying to back up Bustamante after that leadoff single by McGinnis. He was retired, but now Bonner replaces him and moves into scoring position on the putout. First pitch home, drops in for a called strike 1 of Quinn Bergman.
Much easier to see the movement on that off-speed pitch from this press box level tonight. Last night we were up in the crow's nest and had difficulty seeing
We were a good
the curveballs.
Good 10, 15 feet higher than we are now.
But good movement on that curve by Bustamante.
The 0-1 delivery is away. JT tries to frame it, doesn't get the call. It's 1-1. Hayden White trying to shade closer to second base as Hensley plays a more deep shortstop position to the left of the second base bag. That's a bouncer that JT is able to field. Bustamante taps his chest as ball 2 is issued to Bergman.
Good amount of space between home plate and the backstop here that might have allowed a speedy run like Bonner to make third on a pass ball, but JT doing a good job keeping it in his glove.
Bosa's off speed drops in again. It keeps looking like it's going to be too far inside, and then it comes back across the plate at exactly the right time to make it 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs.
Instead of breaking bad, that's breaking good.
I like that. I'm going to use that. Deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Man on base, number 2. Busta delivers home, and it's too high. Count runs full. Tried to get him with the high heater. Bergman laid off of it, and it's 3-2. Bergman is set and ready. Bustamante finally agrees on the pitch. Glove to his belly button, and the payoff pitch off of the wrist. In play, headed for center field. Gannon Howard shading to his right, camps underneath it, and makes the grab for out number 3. So the Hawks get to scoring position, but they do not score. And we're headed to the home half of the first inning. It's Hebron nothing, and the Colts coming up to the plate. This is High School Baseball on Zach Arnold Productions, presented by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back.
Taqueria Taco Express is now the official taqueria of Zach Arnold Productions. They feature 3 convenient locations, including 2 in Arlington and the original site on the Grand Prairie border at I-20 in Great Southwest. Their Taco Tuesday special includes 5 tacos and an agua fresca for just $10. Made from scratch with authentic recipes, you can place single or bulk orders online by going to taqueriatacoexpress.com. If you're like me and need printed materials to get your brand out there to the community, then you need Eka Signs. Conveniently located in central Arlington, Eka features a wide selection of shirts, hats, banners, yard signs, acrylics, magnets for your car, magnets for your fridge, tumblers, A-frames, and more. Call Eka at 817-617-2229 for more information and tell them Zap sent you.
To the bottom of the first we go. Hebron got as far as scoring position, but could get no further. And now it is Arlington who will try to strike first blood in Game 2 of the area round. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for Arlington's batting order. Slightly different than what we have seen in games past, and we'll show you just what we mean. Leading off and pitching, it's number 4, Danny Bustamante. The shortstop, number 10, Mason Hensley, will bat after him. London Prater bats third in right field. Matt Wynn, after the home run yesterday, will stay in the cleanup spot. Abe Alvarado moves to the hot corner, wearing number 20 in the 5 spot. Axel Alvarado bats 6th. Jeremiah Taylor the catcher, will bat 7th. Gannon the Cannon, who had a 2-for-2 evening yesterday, will bat 8th. And here's the difference, Pops. In the 9 spot, Sam Harper is going to be the DH for Hayden White. Defensively, Belknap's at first, Alvarez is at second, Creighton's at third, Nicholson's at short, Bonner's in left, McGinnis is in center, and Harris is in right. Gavin Chaney is behind the plate, and the first pitch from number 5, Eli Mitchell, is low and away to Bustamante for ball number 1.
Bustamante really crowding the plate here, foot right up on the line close to the plate.
And he'll put this one in play to the left center field gap. That's all the way to the wall. Busta's rounding first. He caroms off of the wall. McGinnis will get it to the cutoff, but not before Bustamante gets a leadoff double to start game 2.
He got all of the barrel on that ball, and it was a line shot out there to the left center field, right towards the scorebox out there. Good way to start the ball game.
315 to the corners, 375 to the straightaway center. And that was probably hit 360 or so as it caromed off of the wall. Colin Murphy will come in and courtesy run for Bustamante at second base. Shortstop Nicholson trying to keep him there as strike 1 is issued to Mason Hensley. If you're tuning in live and hit subscribe to the channel, you can join the chat and let us know where you're tuning in from. Donna Nipper's letting us know that she's tuning in from Mississippi. We'd love to hear from the rest of Colt Nation. The 0-1, Hensley squares up to bunt and will pull back as he takes a look at ball 1. Coach Brian Womack willing to sacrifice 90 feet for an out early in this ball game, Pops, if it means that the first run of the game can move over to third base. Mitchell's 1-1, and this one's in play, and they're going to try to get Murphy at third, and they will get him. Murphy stumbled a little bit when he was 2/3 of the way to third base. Hensley got a little too much barrel on it, and it was an easy play for Mitchell, who got the fielder's choice to Creighton at third for out number 1.
Rare 1-5 put out in the scorebook if you're scoring along at home. Pitcher fielding that bunt that was hit too hard.
First pitch to Prater is too low for ball 1. London Prater reached in his first at-bat and then was 0 for 2 afterwards. We had a little disagreement on whether he reached on an error or a base hit, but regardless, he was caught out at second. It's a 1-0 after Mitchell throws it to the first baseman Belknap, who's covering there with Hensley aboard at first. 1 on and 1 out for London Prater. Next pitch to him, a nasty curveball, very similar to the one Bustamante was throwing. And strike 1 is issued. One ball, 1 strike to him. Next pitch home is too high for ball 2. A nice snag by Gavin Chaney behind the plate. If that one had clipped off of his glove and gone to the backstop, Hensley would have taken second base. Two and 1 now to Prater. Next pitch, tails away. That's outside for ball 3. It's a hitter's count to a young man who's got some of the strongest pop in this Arlington lineup.
Prater steps out and looks down to his third base coach, Womack, going through the signs, and I think he got the hit it long sign.
Or take it for ball number 4, low and away from Mitchell. And there's 2 men aboard now. It's a good eye by Prater, choosing not to swing at something that was outside of the zone. And now there's 2 men aboard for Matthew Wynn, who had the home run here less than 24 hours ago. First pitch to him, he'll put in play, right back up the middle. Second baseman with the snag, the throw to second, the timing to first is in there. A 6-3 double play is turned as Matthew Wynn cannot make it up the baseline in time, and Hebron escapes the 2-1 and 1 out jam.
It was an awkward-looking play, but it was effective.
Alvarez sliding on the turf, tossing it to Nicholson. Nicholson firing to Belknap. And the 4-6-3 GDP will end the inning. We're headed to the second, still scoreless here at MacArthur. This is High School Baseball on Zap, presented by John Wade Roofing. Page's Pretty Roots is a Texas-based small business where you can discover handcrafted treasures designed to nurture your body and soul. From custom t-shirts that showcase your unique style to nourishing sugar scrubs and moisturizers made with love. Whether you're looking for a fun fashion statement or all-natural self-care, you'll find something special here. Shop now and experience the magic of handmade by scanning the QR code or searching Page's Pretty Roots on Etsy.com.
Hey, this is John Wade Jr., Colt Football 97, class of 98. And the next time you have a roofing issue, be sure and call Arlington's favorite roofer, John Wade Roofing. Look us up on the internet at johnwaderoofing.com.
To the second inning we go. Both teams were able to get runners in scoring position. Neither of them were able to bring anybody home. And it will be Belknap leaving things, Nicholson, then Belknap, then Adam Alvarez. 5, 6, 7 in the lineup for the Hawks here in the top of the second.
Austin Nicholson, another left-handed batter in this lineup for the Hawks.
First pitch swinging. A second hopper to Hayden White. Fields it, fires to win for an easy 4-3 on one pitch. Now Belknap will get his swings. Went 1 for 3 with 2 RBI in the 5-1 finish. Busta fires in strike one at the knees here. Check swing, did it go around? The man with the gun says yes.
Yep, no need for an appeal on that one. The home plate umpire said he saw enough bat come into the zone that he rung him up himself.
The 0-2. Caught him looking on the outside corner. That's strike 3. First strikeout for Bustamante. And hopefully the first of many as that results in out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down on just a few pitches as Adam Alvarez takes a look at strike 1 on the inside corner. He's hugging that plate. Disagreed with it, thought it was too far inside, but may have been his position. Almost the same placement, must have been a little too far inside.
Alvarez, the third left-handed batter in the lineup for the Hawks.
The 1-1 pitch. Too far inside again, says the umpire. 2 balls and a strike now as the Arlington faithful, who have switched sides of the stands as well, now occupying the third baseline side stands.
Yeah, all the umpires in the stands weren't happy with that one.
This one's a chopper, slow roller. White charges, fires, and it's an 8-pitch inning for Danny Bustamante. A 4-3, a 3-pitch strikeout, and another 4-3. And the Hawks go down quietly in the heart of the order. We're headed to the bottom of the second, still scoreless between the Colts and the Hawks. This is High School Baseball on Zap, presented by John Wade Roofing.
Hey Arlington residents, if you're like me and tired of rising insurance rates, then it's time to make the switch to Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services. Since 1984, they've been your trusted local insurance experts, offering competitive quotes for all your needs. Auto, homeowners, umbrella, renters, boats, and even classic cars. Why settle for less when you can get the best? Compare coverages today and see how much you can save by visiting chapman-cornelius.com. Chapman Cornelius, your local insurance partner since 1984.
Taquería Taco Express es la taquería oficial de Zach Arnold Productions. Extraordinaria y auténtica comida mexicana, aquí encontrarás el mejor menú para el paladar más exigente. Puedes visitarlos en una de sus 3 sucursales ubicadas en Arlington y en Green Prairie. No te pierdas de su grandioso especial todos los martes, Taco Tuesday, de 5 tacos y un agua fresca por solo $10. Para encontrarnos o hacer un pedido, visítalos a su página web taqueriatacoexpress.com.
To the bottom of the second we go. Yesterday's pitcher and today's third baseman leading things off for Arlington. It'll be Abe Alvarado, his cousin Axel, and then Jeremiah Taylor, 5, 6, 7 in the Arlington lineup, who will get their first cuts against Eli Mitchell. Mitchell got into a little bit of a jam, but then was able to force a double play to end the inning and the Arlington threat. First pitch to AB is a called strike one, tailing pitch that tailed across the plate and then out of the zone. And it's 0-1. The right-hander turns off speed, and that one tails away. Maybe a little bit too high also, says the home plate umpire. It's a ball and a strike to AB. Another off speed, and again, arcing too high, doesn't dip into the zone. It's 2 balls and a strike. The 2-1. Chopper high, bouncer PJ Creighton hardly has to move, but it does pull the first baseman off, and Belknap has to wait for Alvarado to apply the tag. It's non-traditional, but it's still a 5-3 putout for out number 1.
Yeah, that one almost looked like a line for drive to Creighton, but it bounced right in front of the plate and went high up in the air and then down into Creighton's 11. He had to throw it across the diamond.
First pitch to Axel is a called strike one as he digs into the left-handed batter's box. This one's in play up the middle. It's going to be a tough play. Sliding is the second baseman, and it pops out of his hand, and it'll head to shallow left field. Still bobbling it, but there are 3 Hebron players standing on the second base bag as Axel will leg out an infield single.
Yeah, a lot of extra players there to be ready to catch that ball when it comes back in the infield.
Alvarez had to go to shallow center field to collect that, and then it came out of his hand, and then Nicholson lost it as well. But there were 3 players, including Mitchell, Alvarez, and I believe Creighton, or maybe the center fielder McGinnis. I don't even know. But there were 3 players standing on second to try to make sure that Axel didn't go farther than first base. First pitch to Jeremiah Taylor is too low for ball number 1.
Got away from Cheney at the plate just a little bit, but it rolled around at his feet, preventing Axel from taking
I think
second.
Axel is fast enough. He could take second if it gets past Cheney, but so far Cheney in this series has kept everything in front of him. Taylor with a chopper to second base area. Shortstop Nicholson steps on the bag, turns and fires, and it's another double play that will end the inning. This one Nicholson fielding himself, and the 6'3" DP will again help Eli Mitchell get out of trouble. Arlington gets aboard and then gets retired, and we're through 2 complete here at MacArthur, scoreless so far. We'll be back with the third in just a second. The third inning is presented by our friends at Ika Signs. They're located in the heart of Arlington and offer same-day production on certain rush orders while offering a wide catalog of custom print materials. Call 817-617-2229 to find out how Ika Signs can help your brand's visibility. Ika Signs third inning right after this.
Pools in Texas need servicing all year long. At Rami Pools, LLC, we provide quality pool services such as cleaning, maintenance, and repairs. So call 469-951-0107 for a free estimate and ask for Roberto. Rami Pools, LLC. We're going to make you fall in love with your pool again. Hablamos español.
PDA Advocacy Group would like to remind you that autism is a wide spectrum of neurological differences and it's on the rise, now affecting 1 in 36 Americans and more cases found in males. Those with autism have trouble with social interactions, communication, and can engage in repetitive or self-harming behaviors. While the causes of autism are still being researched, we can begin to learn more by visiting nationalautismassociation.org.
Welcome back to the ball field at Irving MacArthur High School for Game 2 of the area round series between Arlington High and Hebron High. Hebron out of the Louisville ISD School District. Arlington, the champion of 8-6A this year. And Danny Bustamante on for his third inning of work here in this 0-0 ball game. Hebron will be sending up their 8-9-1 batters to the plate this inning. Gavin Chaney, the catcher, leading off. Chase Harris, the right fielder, on deck. And back to the top of the order, Casey McGinnis, the center fielder, is in the hole to get things started. All of the infielders come in to give a fist bump to Bustamante as he starts this third inning of work. Did a really good job last inning, setting the Hawks up and down 1-2-3.
On just 8 pitches.
Yeah, had a good inning, so we'll see if we can continue that here as Gavin Chaney steps into the plate for his first appearance tonight. Bustamante on the mound and goes into his windup in the first delivery. Swung on and fouled to the left side over into the adjacent softball field here at MacArthur Park for strike 1.
Yeah, where MacArthur's infield finishes is where the softball outfield begins, if that makes sense. They're almost facing each other.
That next pitch from Danny is on the outside corner for a called strike 2. It's no balls and 2 strikes on Gavin Chaney here. Bustamante's wind in the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Second strikeout of the game for Danny Bustamante and the first out of this inning.
3-pitch at bat. And he is back to the dugout as some of the Colt faithful are chanting left, right, as he marches back to that first base dugout.
That'll bring up the right fielder, Chase Harris, the number 9 hole hitter. With 1 out and nobody on.
A couple of little hops as his superstition allows before he goes into the batter's box.
That first pitch is a little wide outside for ball 1.
Tried to make it sail across the upper part of the zone. Is he going to hop 2 times every time he steps back into the batter's box?
I did not notice that last time.
I didn't notice it either.
That next pitch catches that outside corner for strike 1 called. 1 ball, 1 strike. Let's see what Chase does here. Does he hop over that outside line of the box?
No, he doesn't. Okay.
Just a big step that time. 1-1 count coming from Bustamante. The pitch swung on and popped into the infield. In comes, oh, it bounces in front of, that was such a high pop that it took forever to come down, and Hensley fielded it and had no way to get the runner at first base.
He was able to barehand it and still made a valiant effort to throw over to first base, but it had such a weird hop. He wasn't able to corral it while it was in the air, jammed the batter Harris off of his wrists, but he does collect an infield single with 1 out.
Just a very unusual play off this bouncy AstroTurf infield. Throw over to first base, and when fields the catches the ball, doesn't even play a tag.
Well, I think he did a little bit of a swiper tag, and Harris's feet were up in the air, but his hands were on the first base bag.
Bustamante's pitch home to the top of the order, a called strike 1 on the outside corner. Casey McGinnis, a base hit, his first at bat.
On the first pitch. So already he's going to be seeing more pitches in this at bat than he did the last time he saw Bustamante.
Harris getting the lead off there, Wynn holding him on at first. Bustamante comes home with it. The throw down to second as he tries to steal, and the throw is way wide at second base. Unusual for the all-star catcher.
Yeah, that's
Jeremiah Taylor.
That's a clean steal for Chase Harris, and he's in scoring position now with 1 out. Ball 1 at the plate to McGinnis. It's a 1-1 count.
Bustamante gets set. That pitch is in there for a swinging strike.
Nice placement there, the off speed catches him off balance, and I guess that was a strike at the plate, so that's a strikeout. Scoreboard showed a 1-1 count. It must have been 0-2 as McGinnis is retired.
We'll take it. One runner out at second base with 2 outs now in the inning. Harris at second after the stolen base. Left-handed Landon Bonner steps into the left-handed batter's box. Fielder's choice got him aboard last week, but last time he stranded at second. That ball's chopped foul behind the plate for strike 1. Like you've mentioned, Bonner, a freshman on the varsity team, has a lot of talent, a lot of speed, and a lot of pop in his bat. We've seen in the series against Allen. Pitch home is a call, strike 2.
I knew that was a strike before it even hit Jeremiah Taylor's glove. Excellent placement there by Bustamante.
No balls, 2 strikes on the batter, Bonner. Say that 3 times fast.
Batter Bonner. Peter Piper.
Bustamante comes set. Takes a look at Harris at second. Comes home with the 0-2 pitch. Lots of speed on that one. That ball flying out to the wall. It's going to be all the way to the gap and over the fence. The ground rule double. Bonner stays at second, and Harris will come home to score the first run of the game. Actually threw his hands up immediately as that ball took one bounce and went over.
That was probably 350, 355 feet to the gap before it finally hit. And then it bounced a good 15, 17 feet over that fence. That one went off of the end of the bat.
Yeah,
and Bonner still got a solid hit out of it. It's 1-0 Hebron.
First pitch to P.J. Creighton is a called strike 1. Bonner takes Harris's place at second base. And Hebron has broken the ice here in the top of the third with 1 run. Bustamante takes a look at Bonner and comes home. That ball is chopped up the middle. Hensley's going to have a tough time. The throw, and he's able to get him by a step at first base.
A great play by Hensley. Had to charge at it, was off balance, was leaning more towards the pitcher's mound than he was to first base. Still able to make the throw in time across his body, and that will end the top of the third, but not before, as you said, the Hawks break the ice. It's 1-0 as we head to the home half of the third. Playoff high school baseball on Zap will return right after this.
A-frames that bring their A game. The next time you need to get your brand out to the community, go with the printers who are in your community, Ika Signs. With everything from wall signs to banners, printed tees to hats, Ika can even do same-day rush orders on select products. Visit ikasigns.com/shop to see their full list. That's ikasigns.com/shop. Ika Signs, a partner of Zach Arnold Productions.
Big thanks to our friends at Ika Signs for presenting this third inning here on high school baseball playoffs, the area round on Zap. Some comments on the YouTube chat. Grandy Basta's tuning from back home in the Ag, and Kristen Crocker tuning in from where I currently reside in the beautiful town of where the West began over in Fort Worth. My wife and I actually moved there about a year ago and are in the process of renewing our lease because we just like that part of Fort Worth so much. A little bit of a longer commute, and we still love the Arlington area. When we buy a house, we're looking at buying here in the Arlington area.
Gannon Howard, the leadoff hitter, hits one straight on a line through the second baseman, Adam Alvarez. 1 pitch, 1 out.
It was a good base hit, but better placement by Alvarez. He was playing in deep second base and had to make a half step forward just to corral that liner. That's good defensive placement.
Bring up Sam Howard for his first appearance, the
Harper.
number 9 hitter. Harper.
Keep talking about your son-in-law as if he's still in high school.
Well, he acts like it sometimes.
Ha.
Harper. 1 ball pit count. 2 ball count on Harper.
Harper DHing for Hayden White to try to provide a little bit of spark in the lower quadrant of this lineup. White's bat has been relatively quiet the last few games.
2-0 delivery is a called strike 1 on that outside low corner. Count runs to 2 balls and 1 strike on Sam. Mitchell on the way with this hit. And this ball is hit to left field, but it's going to hang up there for Bonner, who's going to drift to his left for about 5 steps and make the catch.
Yeah, that was some solid contact, but Bonner was playing closer to center field than he was to that left field line and didn't have to go very far to corral out number 2.
That takes us back to the top of the order. Danny Bustamante, tonight's pitcher, stepping in for his second appearance of the night. Got a double in his first at bat. Mitchell's wind and delivery. Called strike 1, right down the middle. No balls, 1 strike on Busta.
He also got a big hit to the left center field gap, but then his courtesy runner Murphy was retired at third base.
0-1 pitch coming in. Swung on and tapped to the left side into the Colt on deck circle in foul territory.
Mason
No balls,
Hensley.
2 strikes.
Hensley will put that in his back pocket, hoping that he can bring it to the umpire this half inning. But Bustamante's got to find his way aboard first.
0-2 pitch coming from Mitchell. The delivery. Swung on and hit to left center field, high in the air. It's going. It's gone! With a shot over left center field, and we're tied at 1. That ball just kept going. I thought at the very least it would be another double. No, he hits all 4 bases, and we are knotted at 1 apiece. That's your first run of the game, scored by the Colts. Their first run is their first taco tally. All first runs of the game are presented by Taqueria Taco Express this season. Visit any of their 4 locations on Taco Tuesday for their $10 meal special. First pitch to Mason Hensley, gets by the catcher to the backstop. Taco Tuesday's first run of the game, presented by Danny Bustamante.
Helping his own cause after the ground rule double gave Hebron a run. Gets that run right back in the home half.
2 balls, no strikes on Mason Hensley. 2-0 delivery. A little bit high and outside for ball 3. Hensley batting from the left-handed side tonight.
Yeah, he's
the righty.
He's a switch hitter. He could bat wherever he needs to.
3-0 pitch. Far inside, he draws the free pass. That'll bring up London Prater to the plate, tonight's right fielder.
Yeah, and London Prater leads the team in slugging percentage at .615, top 2 in the order, batting .346 during the regular season. He's got 3 triples and 2 home runs. Both of those also team leads.
And some really a good set of wheels on Hensley out there at first base.
A little bit of 2-out productivity from the Colt lineup here.
First pitch from Mitchell on that low outside corner. It's been called pretty consistently tonight. Strike out Prater.
Jimmy Brazil listening from Arlington as well, hoping to have a game 3 tomorrow. That makes 2 of us.
Jimmy's my neighbor. I don't know if he knows that. Next pitch. Curveball. It drops in a little bit low. 1 ball, 1 strike on London Prater. Hensley gets a good lead off at first. The pitch from Mitchell home. Same place, same result. Ball number 2. Guys on the other end of the booth here didn't like that one. Banging on the table here. We're sharing a booth with another broadcast crew. 2-1 to Prater. Patches that outside corner again. Count evens with 2 balls, 2 strikes. Deuce is running wild on the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Hensley at first. Mitchell's pitch home. Outside, ball 3.
It's a good at-bat by Prater. He drew a walk in his last at-bat. Has run the count full here in this one. Trying to find his way aboard with 2 outs.
Mitchell comes set. Prater calls time.
A little bit of gamesmanship there. Don't let Mitchell be the one that dictates the pace of the at-bat.
Good crowd here tonight at MacArthur Field.
It's full and then some.
Mitchell set again. The payoff pitch to Prater. Outside for ball 4. Hensley down to second. Prater down to first. 2 outs in the inning. And that'll bring up Matthew Wynn.
And it'll bring out a mound visit. We mentioned Coach Corey Farah as the head coach. Assistant coaches are Jim Farley, Dustin Tarpley, and Travis Gibson. The entire infield coming in to discuss this 2-on, 2-out situation after Gannon Howard lined out on the first pitch and Sam Harper flied out. It has since been a home run by Danny Bustamante and back-to-back walks for Mason Hensley and London Prater. Tie ball game and a man in scoring position for a young man who hit a home run in yesterday's ball game, Matthew Wynn.
Coach Womack spending some time talking with Matthew Wynn halfway up the third base line during that timeout from the Hebron coach, giving him some advice and just calming assurance. We don't expect a home run. We've put bat on ball. Mitchell's first pitch to Wynn. Low and in the dirt for ball 1.
I'm no expert. I've done this for a few years, but I still don't claim to be an expert. But I feel like Mitchell's just a little bit frazzled out on the mound right now.
Mitchell takes a look at Hensley at second. Comes home to Win. Catches that low outside corner for a call, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, and that's Win.
Yeah, it's a slider of sorts, an off-speed pitch. It starts in the upper away part of the zone and then keeps going. Catches the low and away area.
1-1 kick. On the way. Curveball, foul to the right side over the first base dugout.
Pick out pair him off of the metal roof over there.
Count runs to 1 ball and 2 strikes on Matthew Wynn. Need a clutch hit here. Clutch hit here. Just a base hit would definitely bring Hensley home. Mitchell comes set on the mound. Pitch home. Outside. Oh.
He gets the call. He gets the call. The backwards K eliminates the Arlington threat, but not before a big swing by Danny Bustamante helps his own cause, and we're tied at 1 as we head to the 4th. Playoff high school baseball on Zap returns right after this.
John Wade Roofing has been serving the Arlington area since 1982, but the Wade legacy runs much deeper in the city of Arlington. A pioneer family that has had roots going back decades, John Wade and Company saw relatives attend the Cooper Street Arlington High campus and has had members play in Colt athletics for decades, and they're looking forward to serving this community for decades to come. Find out more at johnwaderoofing.com. Looking for the most unique gift for your student or athlete? Local Legends Figures has you covered. The custom 6-inch figures are designed with you and your legend in mind. They even immortalize yours truly with a custom, never-before-used model to create a Zach the Voice figure for my 30th birthday. Huge thanks to our friends at Local Legends Figures. See pricing and place orders at locallegendsfigures.com.
Welcome back to Irving, Texas, as the sun sets and the clouds start taking on a red hue. Beautiful night here for baseball on a Friday Night Lights baseball style. Danny Bustamante on the mound for his 4th inning of work here. Tied score, Hebron 1, Arlington 1 on Danny Bustamante's home run in the last half inning. Hebron will send up their 4, 5, 6 batters to the plate. Quinn Bergman, the designated hitter, leading off. Austin Nicholson, the shortstop, on deck. And Gage Belknap, the first baseman, in the hole.
Brand new ball game here at the home of the Cardinals. Bustamante goes opposite field. I realized that during your call. He was in the... Wasn't he in the left-handed batter's box?
No, he's in the right-handed box.
He's a right-handed? Okay, he didn't go opposite field then, but he did put a charge on that ball.
First pitch to Bergman, called strike 1. Bustamante's wind and second delivery. A curveball that skied high to center field. should be playable for Gannon Howard. He drifts around out there, moves to his left, and puts that one away for out number 1. Fly ball to center field. If you're scoring at home, an F8. As center field is position number 8 on the diamond. And that'll bring up Austin Nicholson, the left-handed batting shortstop for the Hawks.
Back-to-back F8s at the expense of Bergman. He's making
This
contact.
ball is charged to the right field gap. Gannon Howard giving chase, but it's over the fence. That one is a homer. Right at the light standard over the fence to right center field. And Hebron jumps right back on top. 2-1.
Yeah, he got all of that one. As soon as he made contact, we knew that one wasn't coming back. Nicholson had a triple in yesterday's ball game that also went to that right field, center field gap. This one, he was able to put a bigger charge on and send over the fence.
That'll bring up first baseman Gage Belknap for his second appearance, and that is a looking strikeout victim his first time up. Busta's first pitch to him is a curveball that the umpire says catches the outside corner for strike 1. Bustamonte's wind and 0-1 delivery. Swung on and missed. It's 0-2.
And this is a good recovery, attacking the strike zone, attacking the next batter. You only gave up 1 run. You just tied the ball game. You're capable of doing it again. This is what Bustamonte needs to do. He needs to battle back and recover after that mishap.
Pitch from Bustamonte, swung on and popped to the right side. It'll go foul. Matthew Wynn at first base kind of gave it a look and then went like, nope.
The student body that came over from Hebron High School watched it go over their heads and into the parking lot.
The 0-2 pitch fouled into the Colt dugout that time. Noah Cifuentes had to do a little dance to get out of the way of that one. Yeah, stay, no balls and 2 strikes.
A lot of the players engaged with their arms over the rest that goes just in front of that dugout there. Nice to see the players not on the field still engaging.
0-2 pitch right up the middle and going to dribble into center field for a base hit. Not sharply hit, but perfectly placed right up the middle. And Belknap is aboard with a single.
Yeah, Hensley was playing closer to the left field part of the shortstop position. That one caromed off of the third base side of the hill on the pitcher's mound and then dribbled into shallow center field.
That'll bring up left-handed batting Adam Alvarez, the second baseman for the Hawks. Gage Belknap at first and 1 out. Bustamonte comes set. His pitch home. Swung on and chopped to the right side. Wynn fields it, gets it to Mason Hensley at second for the possible tag out, but Belknap makes it in there safely.
So it'll just be a 3 unassisted for Alvarez as Belknap moves into scoring position.
Two outs in the inning now. Runner at second base. And Belknap, that'll bring up Gavin Chaney, the catcher for the Hawks. Bustamonte comes set on the mound, takes a look at Belknap at second, and comes home. That one's fouled back to the backstop behind the plate for strike 1. Bustamonte wants a new ball. After that one caromed off the wall behind Jeremiah Taylor.
There's not as much dirt that can be collected here, but I suppose there's like those tire shards that it's in between the turf. So just going to try something new, see what it does.
Busta set the 0-1 pitch. A little bit low for ball 1.
Looked like a slider that bounced in front of home plate. Good dig by Jeremiah Taylor.
1 ball, 1 strike here to Gavin Chaney. Busta taking a long look in. Takes a look at second base and comes home. That one's chopped right to Abe Alvarado, who catches it on the line.
That's a line out.
And retires the Hawks. Only 1 run scored that inning on the long home run to right center field by Austin Nicholson. The Hawks take the lead 2-1. We'll step aside for a break and go visit with our sponsors. This is high school baseball on ZAP, presented by John Wade Roofing.
Looking for the most unique gift for your student or athlete? Local Legends Figures has you covered. The custom 6-inch figures are designed with you and your legend in mind. They even immortalize yours truly with a custom, never-before-used model to create a Zach the Voice figure for my 30th birthday. Huge thanks to our friends at Local Legends Figures. See pricing and place orders at locallegendsfigures.com.
If you're a small business owner looking for reliable insurance coverage, or perhaps just navigating the complexities of Medicare, look no further. Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services is a family-owned, independent agency with over 50 years of experience, specializing in tailored insurance solutions for small businesses and their owners. Whether you need property, liability, commercial auto, or even life and health insurance, their agents can help you feel secure in selecting the insurance you need. Call April Chapman or Jason Ott today at 817-265-3346.
Welcome back to the middle of the fourth inning. The fourth inning stretch is presented by Taqueria Taco Express, featuring a wide, authentic menu. Taco Express can solve any Mexican food craving like I have right now. Order online to collect points for free food or get 5 tacos and a large agua fresca on Taco Tuesdays for just $10. I highly recommend the strawberry agua fresca.
Abe Alvarado leading things off for the Colts here. His cousin Axel and Jeremiah Taylor, the other young men that'll get an at-bat for sure. Seeing Eli Mitchell for the second time around now.
Mitchell's wind and first delivery to Abe. Swung on and lifted to left center field. It's going to drop in for a Texas leaguer in front of Bonner.
How about that?
Just kind of fisted off the fist part of the bat, and it just kind of loops into the no man's land out there and left field.
Yeah, Bonner was playing too deep on that one. And Nicholson was too shallow, and it goes right in between them for a bloop single.
That'll bring up Axel Alvarado, batting from the left-handed batter's box. He squares for a bunt. Bunts it into right to the pitcher, but throws it away out into right field. And Abe Alvarado is going to be safe. They do not get the force out at second, which is the direction Mitchell went.
That's an E1. That was a wide throw that pulled Alvarez off of the bag. And Axel will reach on the bunt attempt, E1.
Runners at first and second now with no out, and that brings up Jeremiah Taylor. Jeremiah Taylor grounded to short his first at bat. Mitchell comes set on the mound. Jeremiah Taylor squares to bunt also. He bunts it right back to Mitchell, who throws to third and throws it away down the left field line. Here comes Abe Alvarado's going to score. Axel's being waited for him. He's coming home. The play is back in the infield. Jeremiah Taylor on the error throw. It's all the way to third base, and 2 runners score. Colts take the lead.
Back-to-back E1 throws as Mitchell goes wide of Creighton, and it goes all the way to the coffin corner in left field. Both runs come home, and JT makes it all the way to third base. 2 RBI on the unearned piece of contact, and the small ball works to perfection, and that will chase Mitchell off of the mound. That sign from the coach is the signal of a pitching change. And the next time you need signs, banners, printed shirts, or other print materials, Ika Signs is the local printer to call. 817-617-2229 is the number. And tell them Zap sent you. New pitcher when we come back. Arlington in the lead. Taqueria Taco Express is now the official taqueria of Zach Arnold Productions. They feature 3 convenient locations, including 2 in Arlington and the original site on the Grand Prairie border at I-20 in Great Southwest. Their Taco Tuesday special includes 5 tacos and an agua fresca for just $10. Made from scratch with authentic recipes, you can place single or bulk orders online by going to taqueriatacoexpress.com.
Pools in Texas need servicing all year long. At Rami Pools, LLC, we provide quality pool services such as cleaning, maintenance, and repairs. So call 469-951-0107 for a free estimate and ask for Roberto. Rami Pools, LLC. We're going to make you fall in love with your pool again. Hablamos español.
After going 3 complete with just 1 strikeout and 2 unearned runs, back-to-back E1s by Eli Mitchell chases him off of the mound and will bring us to the bullpen of Hebron, which we did not see yesterday, thanks to a solid outing from the pitcher of record yesterday, Ethan Hunt. Number 27, Matthew Peterson, will come in with his team now trailing 3-2 after Jeremiah Taylor makes it all the way to third base, and he will run for himself on that third baseline for Gannon Howard coming up to the plate.
Yeah, Zach, as Howard steps in, another run just 90 feet away and no outs in the inning here. Arlington leads 3-2 now. Peterson's first pitch home, but high and outside for ball 1.
The entire infield is playing on what would be considered the lip of the grass, but it's all turf here.
And try and nail JT on any attempt to come home.
Inside the parameters of what would be the baselines.
0-1 pitch. 1-0 pitch. Called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Gannon had 2 singles in yesterday's outing, the only player with multiple hits against Ethan Hunt.
With the infield pulled in so tightly, it's easy to get a sharply hit ball past one of them.
Or a bloop single, because the defense is playing no doubles in the outfield.
1-1 pitch is called a strike on the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Howard. Sam Harper on deck for the Colts, the designated hitter for the night. Peterson pitching from the far right edge of the pitching plate. His 1-2 delivery. Tap to the right side, foul.
That's a good offer, though.
Yep.
Because that's been consistently called on that outside corner, so you have to offer at those in order to defend the plate and keep your at-bat alive.
Howard doing a good job battling that one off there. Stays alive for another pitch. Peterson comes set. The 1-2 delivery on the way. Fouled again to the right side into the Hebron dugout. Count will remain 1-2.
A wild pitch, a fly out. As long as it's not a line out to one of these infielders, contact in the field of play gives Arlington another run.
Peterson with the 1-2 delivery again. Swung on and hit down the third base line, but just foul. In between Coach Womack and the third base bag.
JT wisely staying on the foul side of that third base line and retreating to third just in case Creighton tried to make a play on it in the hot corner there.
Howard hanging tough here, steps back into the batter's box. Peterson set. Another 1-2 pitch on the way. Outside corner, caught him looking. That pitch has been called there all night.
And it gets called again. 1 away for Sam Harper.
First out of the inning brings up the designated hitter in tonight's ball game, Sam Harper. Hitting in the number 9 hole spot for the Colts. 1 out, and Jeremiah Taylor just 90 feet away. Peterson's first pitch. He squares the bunt. It goes down the first base line. Taylor's going to go. He's going to score. Wow. Harper's tagged out by the first baseman, Greg Gage Belknap, but what a perfectly laid down bunt by Sam Harper to get another run on the board.
That's a suicide squeeze on that 3 unassisted BU sack RBI.
2 outs now here in the bottom of the 4th.
4-2, a 2-run advantage now for Danny Bustamante. That may be all he needs.
That'll bring up the top of the order. Danny Bustamante has a strike called on him for the first pitch from Peterson. Bottom of the 4th, 2 outs now. Back to the top of the order for Arlington.
Suicide squeeze, one of my favorite plays in baseball.
Peterson's delivery, a little bit high for ball 1.
Perfectly placed up that first baseline. JT was coming even before the contact was made. There was a lot of trust on that play, and it was perfectly executed.
1-1 pitch coming from Peterson. Swung on and popped a little bit to the right side. It's in play. The catcher dives for it, but it lands just out of his reach for a dramatic strike 2.
It was a valiant effort. Cheney threw his helmet and dove belly first towards the on-deck circle, but it fell away from him by a solid 7 or 8 feet.
Busta sets back in the batter's box. The wind and the 1-2 delivery. Low and outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Danny Bustamante. Busta with a home run his last at bat.
2 for 2 on the
A
day.
double and a home run in his at-bat appearances so far. 2-2 pitch coming from Peterson. Catches that same outside corner and catches Busta looking. But not before the Colts do some serious damage here in the bottom of the 4th inning, plating 3 runs in the inning. 2 runs in the inning, I'm sorry.
It's
It was 3. Yeah, that's right. Taylor scored. I didn't color in his box.
There were 2 on the contact by JT, and then he comes in to score himself on the suicide squeeze.
So we're through 4 innings. Arlington 4, Hebron 2. We're going to step aside and go visit our sponsors. This is high school baseball on Zap, presented by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back.
If you're like me and need printed materials to get your brand out there to the community, then you need Eka Signs. Conveniently located in central Arlington, Eka features a wide selection of shirts, hats, banners, yard signs, acrylics, magnets for your car, magnets for your fridge, tumblers, A-frames, and more. Call Eka at 817-617-2229 for more information and tell them Zap sent you.
Why, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to hear Zach talk about things beyond the realm of sport, catch him with me, Ben Hart, on the Intergalactic Peace Coalition podcast. For nearly a decade, we've been geeking out on IPC about our favorite nerdy things. We have a back catalog of over 350 episodes diving into sci-fi and fantasy stories like no one else. Find the Intergalactic Peace Coalition at ipcpodcast.podbean.com or download via your favorite podcast app.
To the 5th inning we go. Bustamante goes from being tied 1-1 to trailing 2-1, now leading 4-2 after 3 unearned runs coming across off of those 2 errors committed by Eli Mitchell. Jeremiah Taylor was also an unearned run that he was responsible for. And so the Colts now with a 4-2 advantage as JT tries to show some equipment issue to his coaching staff and switch it out, as the 9-hole hitter Chase Harris got an infield single, stole a base, and scored a run in his previous plate appearance. 9-1-2 with McGinnis on deck and Bonner in the hole. Bustamante's first delivery to him is going to drop in for a call. Strike number 1.
Good movement on that curveball to lead off this top of the 5th inning. Had good movement from the center of the plate out to the outside corner.
0-1. Checked swing, and a ball is going to be called. Sarah Womack tuning in from Greensboro, North Carolina. Randy Russ a little bit closer in Azle, tuning in from a restaurant, but got the volume on low. Strike is called on the lower half of the quadrant of the strike zone there. It's a ball and 2 strikes now. And our buddy Jot Holly joining the chat as well, as the 1-2 comes in and will skitter away from JT. It'll carry him off of the backstop right back to him, and he will fire it back to Bustamante for the 2-2.
Shout out to the Jotster.
He walked the stage at UTA today as this one gets fouled out of play into the netting.
It's an awesome accomplishment. They were going to do graduation at Globe Life Field, and so they had a big, as Sam Houston will on June 2nd, where I work right now, big platform out there over second base. It's just a really great setting for a graduation. Congrats, Jot Holly.
This one's ripped to left center field. Axel's on his horse, and he'll have to play it on the hop off of the wall. Harris is rounding first. The throw to second is wide. He will slide in anyway, but it's a double to lead things off. Going to that left field wall.
Yeah, Hebron really showing some power in these shots that go all the way to the base of the wall.
That's their 6th base hit of the ball game. And unless I'm mistaken, McGinnis is the only one who's had a single. It's been double home run. Oh, there's another single by Belknap. But a lot of these have been extra base hits as they go back to the top of the order with the aforementioned McGinnis. Nobody out as the leadoff man makes it to scoring position. And he delivers ball one high and away. Bustamante having to pitch out of the stretch as some signals come in from the second baseman, Hayden White. McGinnis struck out in his last appearance. Be a great thing if we could get it here as a strike is called. Getting it across the plate there to bring it to 1-1. Busta looks at second and comes home as a strike is called again. That outside part of the zone going in Bustamante's favor this half inning, much as it was for Peterson in the previous half inning. White shading to second as Busta looks at the second base runner. This one's going to right field. Prater on his horse. He'll make the grab. The throw back to Hensley. Not quite in time. Tried to double up Harris, but he slides back in time. It'll be an F9, though, and the first out of the inning.
Yeah, that ball was dropping fast. Prater did a good job charging on it, getting it into his glove, and then being ready to be set to throw the ball back to second. And made it a close play, trying to double off the runner there, Harris.
There was a gap to that right center field area, but Prater with good closing speed records out number one. And in scoring position, though, for Landon Bonner, the last time he was at the plate, he did something with a man in scoring position. He'll take a look at strike one here as Bustamante officially over 60 pitches during this appearance, going into the top of the fifth inning. Still got plenty of pitches to work with, but it is something to watch. Step off of the back of the pitcher's plate. Bonner will step out of the batter's box. And we will set for play to resume. There's the runner at second. They're playing the bunt opportunity as Hensley slid over to third and AB came up the baseline. Hayden White was shading over to second base on a potential pickoff attempt. Nothing happened, though, as time was eventually called. But Arlington's defense is prepared for the potential sacrifice that would move the runner over. And now Bonner will get issued a time and asked to speak to his third base coach.
He wants to clarify what the signal was from third base coach. And Coach Crosno is going to go out and talk to his infield.
See, he's taking advantage of the timeout that was called by the batter. So this is not going to be a timeout at the expense of Arlington. This is their coach, their batter calling time. And Coach Crosno wisely taking advantage of that opportunity to have a brief 10 to 15 second conversation with his infield.
Coach Womack came down and confirmed with the home plate umpire that timeout was on Hebron and not Arlington. The home plate umpire agreed. All is good. Bonner's back in the box. Here we go.
Nothing in one to Bonner. Looks like he's swinging away. JT will fire to Hensley. The tag, not in time. A much more on-target throw for that ball one and a zip throw. Quick tag by the shortstop, but Harris is able to get back just in the nick of time. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 man on here in the top of the fifth. Arlington with a 4-2 advantage, trying to keep it that way with a man in scoring position. And Bonner will foul that one, and he is frustrated with himself. He knew that he timed it right, but didn't quite connect. Now he's got 2 strikes on him.
Got an object out there in left field.
A tennis ball.
Yeah. Third base umpire going out to retrieve it. Toss it back to the Colt dugout. It is a tennis ball out there. Some kids probably playing over there in the middle part of the field by the concession stand.
There are a lot of kiddos running around, a lot of high schoolers that came to support their classmates. It's a good turnout for high school baseball. The 1-2 pitch, just a bit inside. Did not miss by much. Bonner evens the count at 2-2. Harris taking a shortstop length lead off, as this one is on a rope going foul to the right field line.
Turned on that one a little quick, pulled it down over the right field fence.
It's a good swing and a quality at bat, though, for Bonner as he battles with Bustamante. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bonner reached on a fielder's choice before the double of his last at bat. Off the end of the bat, AB trying to corral it, looking for it, and it'll get missed. It's dropped. That'll be a clean base hit, but the runner at second does not advance as Bustamante wisely covers third base on a very awkward fair ball down the left field line that nobody was able to get. AB was charging up the baseline. Hensley was coming over from shortstop. And it'll just be an excuse me base hit that puts 2 men aboard.
Yeah, I think Bonner was just trying to stay alive there and cued that one off the end of the bat, and it gently looped out into no man's land out there between Alvarado and Alvarado.
But I have to praise Bustamante's heads up
He went to
defense
third.
going to third so that the runner at second could not advance. This one's going to be low. Runner's going. JT fires to AB, and it is not in time. We're going to have to credit that as a wild pitch.
I'm going to credit that one to the umpire who got in JT's way on that throw. JT fielded the ball, and the umpire was in the way between him and third base. Unfortunate.
Ball 1 at the plate as Harris moves on the wild pitch. Bonner still at first. Runners on the corners with 1 out now. Zip throw and a tag applied by Matthew Wynn. Bonner is back in time. One and 0 at the plate to PJ Creighton. Runner goes. It's a hit and run. Now they have the chance for the easy out at first base. Bonner was already on his way to second, and nobody was covering the bag appropriately to get the double play. So Bonner will advance to second on the quote-unquote hit and run. But Bustamante does get the 1-3 put out of Creighton, and there's 2 away. He can escape, but it's the designated hitter, Quinn Bergman, that he has to get through with 2 men in scoring position now.
Bergman 2 flyouts to center field so far. Been able to keep it in the ballpark.
Oh for 2 on the evening. Did have a double yesterday as he takes a look at ball 1 low and away here. Harris, the runner at third. Bonner, the runner at second after the hit and run that eliminated the double play opportunity. Busta looks straight ahead at the runner at third and comes home with the 1-0. This one's in play right to Bustamante. He'll go halfway to first, throw it to win, and the inning is over. The Hawks get 2 in scoring position, and both of them are left stranded. As we head to the home half of the 5th, the Colts still lead by 2. This is high school baseball on Zach Arnold Productions, presented by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back after this.
Las albercas en Texas necesitan servicios durante todo el año. Romy Pools brinda servicios de calidad, incluyendo limpieza, mantenimiento y reparaciones. Llama al número 469-951-0107 para una consulta gratuita y pregunta por Roberto. Romy Pools, Haremos que te enamores de tu alberca de nuevo.
John Wade Roofing is celebrating 40 years serving the Arlington area. John Sr. played for Colt football and was the team MVP in '76. He went on to play for TCU, earning all conference honors. The family has a Colt legacy that spans generations and wants to help your family's roofing needs, plus gutters, painting, solar, and more. For more information, go to johnwaderoofing.com.
Bottom of the fifth about to get underway. Arlington, the home team for this game and the game 3 that would follow if the score remains what it is. They currently hold a 4-2 advantage after 3 unearned runs were plated that chased Eli Mitchell off the mound. It'll be Matthew Peterson that comes out for another inning of work, and he'll be facing Mason Hensley to lead off this bottom half of the 5th inning. First pitch swinging, line right back into the glove. It's an L1. Good reflexes by Peterson to record out number 1. If it doesn't get caught there, that's a single right back up the middle.
Yeah, Peterson with some good reflexes there to make that stab and grab and get that first out recorded.
Sometimes you just stick your glove out there and
hope
that it gets in there.
Don't let the ball hit me. Oh, it's in my glove.
First pitch to London Prater is a call, strike 1 on the outside part of the zone. Prater has walked in both of his last plate appearances, technically looking for his first actual at-bat as he looks at ball number 1 in the turf. Found his way aboard in his first at-bat on what some believed was an E6, what others credit him as a base hit with, as he swings for the fences there and can't connect. Bottoms out underneath his swing. It's a ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 on its way. A little bit too high. The infield was ready to toss the ball around.
That pitch has been a little iffy all night on that outside corner. He's pretty much been calling it there, but that one just a hair too far outside.
Either a hair outside or a hair too high. Either way, it's a 2-2 on the way now. And the call, strike 3 is issued, and Prater pretty much knew it.
Yep, that's the placement. But that ball's been called all night by this umpire.
Third strikeout of the evening for Peterson as he comes in relief. And there's 2 away now for Matthew Wynn. Wynn grounded into a double play and struck out 0 for 2 on the evening. First pitch swinging here, headed for right field. Giving chase is 3 Hawk defenders, and it will be the right fielder Harris that records the F9 to end the Arlington inning. It's a 1-2-3 half inning on fewer than 10 pitches for Matthew Peterson. A couple of first pitch swinging outs that send us to the end of the 5th. We'll be back with the 6th and the rest of this area round playoff game on Zap when we come back.
Hey Arlington residents, if you're like me and tired of rising insurance rates, then it's time to make the switch to Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services. Since 1984, they've been your trusted local insurance experts, offering competitive quotes for all your needs. Auto, homeowners, umbrella, renters, boats, and even classic cars. Why settle for less when you can get the best? Compare coverages today and see how much you can save by visiting chapman-cornelius.com. Chapman Cornelius, your local insurance partner since 1984.
Taquería Taco Express es la taquería oficial de Zach Arnold Productions. Extraordinaria y auténtica comida mexicana, aquí encontrarás el mejor menú para el paladar más exigente. Puedes visitarlos en una de sus 3 sucursales ubicadas en Arlington y en Green Prairie. No te pierdas de su grandioso especial todos los martes, Taco Tuesday, de 5 tacos y un agua fresca por solo $10. Para encontrarnos o hacer un pedido, visítalos a su página web taqueriatacoexpress.com.
To the 6th inning we go. Colts hold a 4-2 advantage. The Hawks running out of innings to work with, but probably no better person you would want at the plate than the man who's leading things off, Austin Nicholson. He had a triple in yesterday's ball game and hit a home run off of Bustamante the last time he faced him.
Bustamante coming back out for another inning of work with 70 pitches under his belt after 5 complete. Definitely has some pitches left in the tank, but has to be careful with his placement to the shortstop here. First pitch to him is low and inside for ball 1. Looked like a slider that maybe he released a little bit too late. Tried to go to that low and inside corner of the zone. To the lefty, hitting Nicholson. The 1-0. Called. Strike 1. Drops that off speeder into the belt high portion of the zone. So 1-1 count now. As Busta out of the traditional windup. Fouled away for strike 2. Believe that went into the batter's box and then went behind him. Gonna have to defend the plate now. Belknap retrieving the foul ball, puts it in the on-deck circle with him. Busta gets a new ball from the umpire. And delivering the 1-2 now. Too high for ball 2.
That looked like that curveball that just didn't snap off and curve.
Yeah,
it hung high.
It didn't have any break. It stayed the same height the whole way. 2 balls and 2 strikes now as Busta comes home again. And that one does break, but it breaks away to work the count full now to Nicholson. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody aboard as he leads off the top of the 6th. Payoff pitch on the way. Catches the corner, called strike 3. And Nicholson vehemently disagrees with it, lets the umpire know about it. I'm surprised he didn't get a warning or even get thrown out with that mouth. Strikeout number 4 for Bustamante. And that will take us to Gage Belknap. First pitch swinging, can't connect, it's strike 1. Belknap got a single to center field and struck out in his first plate appearance. 0-1 on the way. And that one, the breaking pitch, finds the zone. Strike 2 called. Bustamante quickly ready to deliver the 0-2 fastball, and it's a ball away. 1-2 now to Belknap.
Making Jeremiah Taylor work there as he scoots into the left-handed batter's box to keep that one in his glove.
1 ball, 2 strikes on the way. Hard contact, but goes foul up the third baseline. Corbin Quiros comes out of the Colt third base dugout to go chase that one down, and will come set back at the plate with a new ball. And another 1-2 pitch. Tried to hit that outside corner. It was a little bit too low or a little bit too away, or both. And it's a 2-2 count now to Belknap. Busta quickly delivering home. Gets them to swing and miss. Beautiful off speeder. And that's his 5th K. And that's out number 2 for Adam Alvarez. 2 batters, 2 strikeouts as the second baseman digs in for his 3rd at bat against Bustamante. Grounded out to second and grounded out to first, as this one's not going to be a ground out. It's in the air, but Gannon Howard is able to get underneath it for the F8 to end the inning. So it's a 1-2-3 top of the 6th with 2 strikeouts for Bustamante. We head to the bottom of the 6th. The Colts lead by 2. Playoff high school baseball on ZAP, presented by John Wade Roofing, will return right after this.
Zach Arnold Productions is proud to service the greater Arlington and DFW area. With experience in broadcasting, podcasting, web series, public address, marketing, and public relations, ZAP can help you tackle any modern communications task. Whether you need an announcer for your sporting event or just need help proofing a press release, be sure to call 817-319-2402 to see how you can find energetic media solutions for your task with Zach Arnold Productions. Local Legends Figures immortalizes your athlete's achievements for a lifetime. Featuring 6-inch figures with poses in football, baseball, band, hockey, even lacrosse. Local Legends makes every effort to show their likeness down to every possible uniform detail. To order your custom figure, call 817-681-0319 or email orders at locallegendsfigures.com.
Bottom of the 6th inning about to get underway. If this score holds, this will be the final time Arlington comes up to bat. Matthew Peterson back out for another inning of work for the Hawks. A.B. Alvarado getting ready to lead things off. His cousin Axel coming up after him, and Jeremiah Taylor in the hole. A.B. got a single to left field and came all the way around to score after the errant throw by Eli Mitchell plated both him and Axel, who reached on the E1 bunt attempt. And then Jeremiah Taylor's, it was a bunt also.
Yes, it was.
And they tried to get the force at third and could not. 3 unearned runs, giving Arlington the advantage as ball 1 is issued here. The 1-0 is now 2-0 as that one's too high. Want to give a shout out to Coach Mark Garza. He was the freshman ball coach last season, 2 seasons ago, and now has his own club that he gets to handle. Tuning into tonight's game as AB swings and misses for strike 1. A lot of these players that are juniors and seniors were freshmen that he coached a couple of years back before he took over the head coaching job of R.L. Turner. Strike 2 is called on that low and away quadrant.
I saw a friend of mine just walk into the ballpark after getting some nachos. Sam Houston coach Corey May in the stands tonight.
The 2-2 swung on and missed. Alvarado can't connect, and there's one away. Since coming in relief, Peterson has done his job and collected his 4th strikeout compared to just 1 that Mitchell was able to collect during his 3 innings of work at the beginning of the game. That'll take us to Axel Alvarado. This one's a clean contact that's going to drop in for a base hit. The center fielder McGinnis with a valiant effort, but the second base umpire watching it bounce in front of his glove rather than go into it. And Axel has a single to center field. Coming into the ball game, Pops, Axel had only been batting .204 on the season, but he's got an infield single and a single to center field on top of reaching. His on-base percentage is perfect so far today.
Pinch runner going out in number 6 for the Colts to replace Axel.
That's Colin Murphy.
Get a little speed out there.
He's the appointed runner for Arlington today. It'll be a pinch run situation, not a courtesy run because Axel's playing left field. Murphy did get picked off in yesterday's ball game, so we'll have to make sure that he has some solid base running as Jeremiah Taylor squares up to the bunt with 1 out. He'll pull back and swing away as he fouls off strike 1. Third baseman P.J. Creighton coming in up the third base line, anticipating that contact by JT. Nothing in 1 to him here. And he does not square up. He'll swing away, can't connect, and it's strike 2. Gonna have to defend the plate now with an 0-2 count and a man aboard. Murphy, the pinch runner. Time got called before Peterson was able to complete his windup. JT got tired of waiting. Taylor going to Austin College after this season's over. The 0-2. And they'll check over on Murphy as he had a little bit of a stutter step. Maybe it looked like he was going to try a hit and run or a stolen base. He dives back in time, though. Belknap doesn't even apply a tag. 0-2. Low and away. JT lays off. It's ball 1.
In fact, we'll shout out to Arlington High School Principal Stacy Humbles in attendance here tonight, cheering on
Oh,
her
I hadn't
team.
seen her yet. That's awesome. Hopefully we'll see this many people back tomorrow if this score holds up. 1-2. That one's too far inside. A groan from the Hebron faithful as they were hoping to get the call. JT has worked it even to 2-2. Two balls, two strikes, one out. Taylor keeps the at-bat alive as he fouls that one off the end of the bat.
Good job defending the plate there by JT. Wasn't the best pitch he really wanted, but he was able to get some bat on it to foul it off and stay alive.
Peterson's 2-2. Murphy's going. It's a hit and run, and it's headed to the left center field gap. Can they get to it? No, it's headed to the wall. Murphy's rounding third, and the insurance run is going to get plated. Taylor's headed for third, and he'll yank it on a triple to the left center field gap. JT delivers the fifth run for the Colts.
What a hit by JT all the way to the wall at the base of the scoreboard out there in left center field. Good job plating the insurance run. The speedy, good move there by Womack to put in the speedy Murphy in place of Axel, and that run plates.
Murphy comes in to score after pinch running for Axel, and it is 5-2 Arlington. That'll take us to Gannon Howard, who's 0 for 2 on the evening, but with one out, he's got JT scoring position squared up for the bunt as if he wanted to do the suicide. First baseman Belknap is about a third of the way up the baseline trying to anticipate that. It's ball one, low and away to Gannon.
Sam Howard.
Harper.
Harper did this in a similar position the last time JT was at third.
And he'll foul that one off for strike one.
Aces are wild. One ball, one strike, one out, one on at third.
Peterson sends it home and gets the call, strike two. Another one of those pitches on the outside quadrant, but as you said, Pops, it's been called all night. Colt batters have not adapted. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Gannon. Next pitch, way outside. No chance of that one getting called. 2-2.
You also don't want to see Cheney let one loose at the plate back to the backstop because Taylor will come home on it.
He will indeed. 2-2. Next pitch, chipped into the glove. That's strike 3. That is strikeout number 5 for Peterson, and it'll be up to Harper to get a clean base hit to bring in Jeremiah Taylor from third. First pitch to Harper is high for ball number 1. Suicide squeeze work to perfection when you have one out, which is what Harper did during his last appearance, as you mentioned, Pops, with JT at third. He's going to go off the end of the bat, playable for Belknap in foul territory, and he will make the grab for the FO3 to end the inning. But Arlington gets an insurance run on the triple by Jeremiah Taylor. We're headed to the 7th. Arlington leads by 3. High school baseball on Zap, presented by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back after this.
A-frames that bring their A game. The next time you need to get your brand out to the community, go with the printers who are in your community, Eka Signs. With everything from wall signs to banners, printed tees to hats, Eka can even do same-day rush orders on select products. Visit ekasigns.com/shop to see their full list. That's ikasigns.com/shop. Eka Signs, a partner of Zach Arnold Productions.
John Wade Roofing has been serving the Arlington area since 1982, but the Wade legacy runs much deeper in the city of Arlington. A pioneer family that has had roots going back decades, John Wade and Company saw relatives attend the Cooper Street Arlington High campus and has had members play in Colt athletics for decades, and they're looking forward to serving this community for decades to come. Find out more at johnwaderoofing.com.
Fans, a reminder to stay tuned for the postgame show presented by our friends at John Wade Roofing. At the conclusion of this ball game, we'll have some thoughts and analysis on this Game 2 between the Colts and the Hawks, as well as hopefully a preview of Game 3 as long as the score holds out the way it is. Danny Bustamante looking for the complete game victory as he comes back out for another inning of work, and it will be the 8-9-1 spots in the Hawk lineup.
You were kind of watching Danny's pitch count. He had 13 pitches in that last inning to take his total up to 83 for the ball game.
So I would think he needs this final inning to be 17 or under. Try to keep your pitch count under 100 so that you're good to go for next week, if there is a next week. Gavin Chaney leading things off. Chase Harris and Casey McGinnis. 1, 2, 3, 8-9-1 in the lineup as Bustamante trying to collect the final 3 outs. Is this 21 or is this 27? Having a hard time reading the jersey number.
The dark blue on the black jersey is hard.
This is 20. This is a pinch hitter. Hudson Jordan takes a look at strike number 1 in place of Chaney. 2-0 Hudson Jordan. Nothing in 1 as Busta delivers a fastball that just barely gets fouled off there. That is a 0. That is 2-0. Hudson Jordan with an 0-2 count to lead off the top of the 7th. Inside, too far inside as a ball gets called to the lefty hitter. One ball and 2 strikes now as Bustamante looking for his 6th strikeout. This one's not going to be a strikeout, but it is in play. Alvarado makes the grab in left field for out number 1.
Alvarado drew a bead on that, moved about 3 steps to his right out there, and easily put that one away for the first out of the 7th inning.
This will be number 6 batting in the correct spot. Chase Harris had a infield single and a double to left field. No need for a pinch hitter for him. 2 for 2 on the day, and he fouls that one off for strike number 1.
Crowd coming alive here, exhorting Bustamante to get these last few outs. Hebron fans encouraging their batters. It's an electric atmosphere here in Irving, Texas.
The 0-1 in play, sharply hit. Alvarado plays it on the second hop, throws it across, and they get the punch out. Just barely in time, Alvarado to win, collects out number 2. That's a tough throw. It was behind the third base bag. Alvarado had to throw it all the way across the diamond, and they beat Harris by a half step. And it'll be up to Casey McGinnis to try to keep this ball game going. Bustamante's first pitch to McGinnis is in play. Back to Alvarado. Fields it cleanly. Will make the throw to first base, and we will see you at 12 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Arlington wins 5-2. Bustamante helps his own cause with a home run and gets the complete game victory in this 5-2 final. The postgame show presented by John Wade Roofing is coming up right after this.
John Wade Roofing is celebrating 40 years serving the Arlington area. John Sr. played for Colt football and was the team MVP in '76. He went on to play for TCU, earning all conference honors. The family has a Colt legacy that spans generations and wants to help your family's roofing needs, plus gutters, painting, solar, and more. For more information, go to johnwaderoofing.com.
Alongside my pops, Doug, I'm Zach Arnold, bringing you the exciting conclusion of this ball game. Arlington collecting the insurance run on the triple by Jeremiah Taylor, and then Danny Bustamante going about 92 pitches, going 7 strong, 5 strikeouts, and a home run to help his own cause. It seems to be when Busta's on the mound, as he goes, so too goes the team. They gave him enough run support to be able to pick up the win here and force Game 3 tomorrow.
Yeah, Arlington looking to Bustamante to do exactly what he did tonight. Coach Peach out there on the mound, giving Womack a big hug and patting all the players on the rear as they go by. No better AD for the campus at Arlington High School than Coach Scott Peach.
And Coach Womack doing exactly what he needed to plate the runs that were needed, provide a little bit of spark in the lineup with Sam Harper getting that suicide squeeze in the 9-spot DH role, getting Arlington enough run production that they needed to be able to force Game 3 back here at MacArthur tomorrow afternoon. I have to take a look at this lineup that produced so much in this ball game. Bustamante with a double and a homer, Hensley reaching and walking, Prater getting aboard with 2 walks, Alvarado getting the single and a run scored, the other Alvarado getting aboard 3 times in his 3 at-bats, Jeremiah Taylor getting all the way to third base twice, once on an E1 and another on a clean triple. And then, as I mentioned, Harper with that beautiful suicide squeeze sacrifice RBI. Top to bottom, we mentioned it in the pregame show, productivity in the 1 spot with the homer and productivity in the 6th spot in left field with Axel, productivity with Jeremiah Taylor. There was just a lot more activity and contribution in the Arlington lineup tonight. It doesn't show a whole lot on the scoreboard, but I mean, you got 5 tonight compared to 1 yesterday, and honestly, they only needed 3.
Yeah, and you know, the change up in the lineup, when we got the lineup from Coach Womack, we noticed Sam Harper inserted in the number 9 position there, and you could not have asked for a more perfect bunt laid down to get Jeremiah Taylor home on the suicide squeeze. It was picture perfect, and it just added to the lead, put us back on top, and just a very, very exciting play. You know, they say the triple is the most exciting play in baseball. You and I both tend to agree that suicide squeeze, when executed right, is a very exciting play.
Bustamante will collect the win. It's his 10th win of the year, and he's only a junior. Can't imagine how much more contribution this young man's going to be able to do as a senior. He's only going to get stronger, only going to get better. But for now, he does exactly what he needs to do in order to keep Arlington's season alive. And we'll be back here for a 12 noon first pitch for the winner-take-all tiebreaker game between Arlington and Hebron. The winner of this game advances to the regional quarterfinal against either Keller or Odessa Permian.
We're kind of keeping an eye on that one. We watched the score. They went really late last night. They went 12 innings. They're playing all the way out in Lubbock, which is not halfway between Keller and Odessa. It's a 2-hour drive for Odessa and a 5-hour drive for Keller. But they went 12 innings, and Odessa Permian came out on top in that one.
Man.
We have yet to see the score in their game today, but that would be our next opponent. We're kind of rooting for Keller.
I would love to just play Keller and be done with it, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
We got to get through tomorrow, but it
was those chickens yet.
It was a must-win game for Arlington here tonight, and that is exactly what they do. Special thanks to our friends at John Wade Roofing for presenting the postgame show, being our title partners, our Camera 2 partners, and everything else that we need here at ZAP. John Sr. played for Arlington High and was the team MVP in '76. He also played for TCU and UTA football, earning all conference and conference champion honors. After a stint with the Houston Oilers, he started roofing in 1982 and never looked back. His legacy on the gridiron is now matched by the legacy the company has built in the community for over 40 years. The next time you have roofing needs, gutters, painting, solar, or more, call the family that does more at 817-265-5520. Final score again in this one, Arlington 5, Hebron 2. Winner advances in tomorrow's game, 12 p.m. first pitch, and we'll have it here on the ZAP Network. But that's going to do it for us tonight. For my pops, Doug, I'm Zach Arnold, thanking you for tuning in and supporting local broadcasters and local businesses. by your viewership tonight. We hope to see you all again tomorrow for the Game 3 rubber match between the Hawks and the Colts. We'll see you then.